The Challenger is dead. The Camaro is gone. And the last American muscle car standing is a 500 horsepower, naturally aspirated Mustang Dark Horse with Le Mans racing DNA and a list of compromises that could define its legacy. At the heart of the Dark Horse sits the most advanced, naturally aspirated V8 Ford has ever built for a street car. This fourth-generation Coyote is not just a rehash of old hardware. Engineers spent 3 years refining its internals, pulling directly from the GT500 parts bin. The forged connecting rods are designed to survive repeated high RPM abuse, while the crankshaft is rebalanced for smoother, more reliable operation all the way to a 7,500 RPM redline. Dual 58mm throttle bodies feed separate intake runners, a setup that sharpens throttle response and helps the engine breathe freely at full tilt. The result is a clean 500 horsepower, delivered without superchargers, turbos, or electrification. Jim Owens, Mustang brand manager, calls it Ford's last, best statement on what a naturally aspirated V8 can be. Tim Smith, the lead on vehicle integration, pushed for these upgrades to ensure the engine could handle both daily driving and sustained track use. This power plant is not just about peak numbers. It is about durability, consistency, and a kind of mechanical honesty that is getting harder to find as the industry moves away from big displacement, high-revving engines. Numbers do not lie. When independent testers lined up the 2024 Mustang Dark Horse against the clock, the results left little room for debate. Motor Trend's V-Box verified run with the 10-speed automatic posted a 0 to 60 time of 3.7 seconds. That is not a manufacturer's claim. It is a real-world figure, repeated by Car and Driver and Hot Rod on separate tracks, with similar weather and tire pressures. The Trim X 6-speed manual, more demanding but no less serious, clocked a best of 4.1 seconds from 0 to 60 miles per hour. Quarter-mile times tell the same story. The automatic ran 12.4 seconds at 118 miles per hour, with the manual trailing by about 0.4 of a second and 2 miles per hour. These are not cherry-picked hero runs. Motor Trend, Edmunds, and Car and Driver all logged their own numbers, and the variance between them comes down to altitude, tire compound, and launch technique, not a lack of power. The data confirms it. The Dark Horse delivers on its promise, not just in the brochure, but every time the lights go green. Chassis development on the Dark Horse isn't just about brute force. It's about repeatable, confidence-inspiring performance lap after lap. MagneRide adaptive dampers rid the road and adjust in milliseconds, keeping body roll in check whether you're threading a back road or pushing through a long sweeper. The Torsen limited slip differential puts down power with precision, letting you lean on the throttle early without lighting up the inside tire. Brembo 6-piston front and 4-piston rear calipers clamp down with authority, delivering a 94-foot stop from 60 miles per hour, right in line with the best from Europe. Motor Trend's instrumented testing confirms it. The Dark Horse can haul itself down from speed again and again without fade. On the skid pad, the car posts lateral grip just above 1.1 G, thanks in part to the available Pirelli Trofeo RS tires. For those who want to push boundaries, the electronic drift brake offers controlled slides, blending track day bravado with real engineering. Every piece of hardware here is built for consistency, not just one hot lap. Racing pedigree isn't just a marketing line for the Dark Horse, it's embedded in every part of the program. In 2024, Ford returned to Le Mans with a GT3 spec Mustang built on the same bones as the street car. This was not a half-hearted effort. The GT3 campaign leverages a direct data feedback loop between the race team and the engineering group in Dearborn, with lessons from endurance racing filtering back into the production car's calibration and durability targets. The homologation process for GT3 means the Dark Horse's chassis, suspension mounting points, and even its cooling architecture had to meet strict FIA standards, shaping the road car as much as the race version. For owners, Ford includes complimentary entry to the Ford Performance Track Attack School at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The curriculum is designed by the same engineers who tuned the GT3, and the program pairs each participant with professional instructors for hands-on training. In an era when most performance badges are little more than stickers, the Dark Horse stands apart, validated on the world's toughest circuits and backed by a factory that still believes in real motorsport. Every Mustang has its compromises, and the Dark Horse is no exception. The interior, while visually striking, relies on hard plastics with faux carbon fiber textures that feel out of step with a car approaching $70,000. Recaro seats offer genuine support on track days, but they come up short on long highway drives, feeling stiff and upright after 1 hour behind the wheel. EPA ratings peg fuel economy at 18 miles per gallon combined, and every buyer faces a $1,300 gas guzzler tax before the first tank is even burned. Then there is the recall list. 2024 models have already been called back for a clutch hydraulic line that could leak, an instrument cluster prone to blanking out, and a rear suspension casting that risks premature wear. Each issue is documented on Ford's own recall portal. For all its muscle, the Dark Horse asks owners to accept these trade-offs. Raw speed, yes, but not without a few bruises along the way. Ford's strategy for the Mustang Dark Horse is not just about holding the line, it's about staking a claim in uncertain territory. With the Challenger retired and the Camaro discontinued, Ford is doubling down on internal combustion even as the industry pivots to electrification. The company's investment in electric vehicles now tops $50 billion, yet the Dark Horse stands as a deliberate counterweight, a reminder that V8 muscle still draws a crowd. Future variants are already in the pipeline: the 720 horsepower supercharged SC and the GTD, rumored to crest 800 horsepower and target supercar lap times. These are not just faster Mustangs, they are a statement that Ford intends to stretch the V8 era as far as regulations allow. Emissions rules are tightening, and every new performance model could be the last of its kind. The Dark Horse, then, is more than a car. It is a calculated risk, betting that there is still value in analog power and a throaty exhaust, even as the world goes electric. In a world shifting to silence and software, this car answers with 500 naturally aspirated horsepower, verified, flawed, unapologetic. Analog muscle survives for now. The legacy isn't finished yet.